What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the next episode of our Blood Mage walkthrough. I know I did say that we would start off in, at the Red Cliff Castle, but I had forgotten that Ogren had told me about a fling or like this kind of relationship that he had with a woman, Flissa, on the surface, and last he knew, she was at Lake Calenhad. At the inn here. So I definitely wanted to at least share that with you guys before we actually do go to Redcliffe Castle, as well as I kind of wanted just to roll with this like my wrecking crew, like I'd done in other playthroughs. It's a hell of a lot of fun when you have nothing but like warriors rushing in and just like smashing the hell out of everything. So let's actually level up Ogren though. Let's get his strength up to it. There you go. At least base 42. That's good. Now he can wear the heaviest of armors. We don't have to worry about any. That's a really important passive. We don't have to worry about like giving him any rings or like any other equipment that would help him get to the strength requirement. Now I do eventually think that we should get that. I do eventually want to get like max out the Reaver tree, just so that way for the last sustained ability, the longer, or the more damage a Reaver takes, the more that their damage output increases. I just think that's super effective. All right, let's level up my guy. Let's level up my guy Sten. Yeah, good enough. All right, let's put the rest of the points in here. Yes. We got Sten. Yes. All right, cool. Just what I was talking about. That's going to make him... Oh, man, that's going to make him a force to be reckoned with. I almost always give Sten the Juggernaut plate. It just seems appropriate. And damn it, I don't have any other, like, rings or... Well, I guess that's actually a pretty good belt. And the Chased Great Maul, I gave the 3 runes, I updated it, so 3 fire, 4 electricity, 10 physical resistance. I'll be basically just keeping that with Sten for the rest of the playthrough. Alistair, for the 3 rune slots, I just put on plus 20 physical resistance. So right now he has 100 physical resistance. I think that's the maximum he can actually have at this point, but so that's going to help him at least not be stunned as much. It's going to make him much more of an effective tank. For Ogren, I had just put in plus 10 physical resistance, damage towards Darkspawn, and fire damage. It's really the only other runes that I had at the time. And for my main character, I just put in 2 more things of plus 5 fire damage, so at least I can get more damage in my auto attack, because that's really where a main focus of my damage is coming from. But all right, enough blabbing away. Let's go find Ogren's love interest. Well, on top of this guy, this is for the Blackstone Irregulars. We found another deserter from their guild.
Yes? Oh? What was this about? How sad it is to see a Grey Warden manipulated. But I have no time to straighten this out for you. Men, let's teach the Grey Warden a lesson about trust.
Going. Oh, look, it wants to fight.
Oh, dear Lord, Sten. He did that critical strike and took that guy down so quick. Oh, man. I wonder how long I could keep up, like, the Wrecking Crew kind of going for. I doubt it's going to be sustainable. Because I definitely can't heal them enough. Alright, into the Spoiled Princess for Ogren. Gonna grab it.
There she is. I'm gonna go talk to her. Look, you gotta back me up here. Got it? Just follow my lead, you know? Just be ready to pry her off when she throws herself at me. We don't want to make a scene here. Well, don't pry her off me too soon. I mean, a little scene's all right. Are you sure you're not a baker? 'Cause you got a sodding nice set of buns.
Ogren, is that you?
Yeah, in the flesh, baby.
What are you doing here?
Just trying to kick back with a pint. Fighting Darkspawn's a lot of sodding work, you know?
You're fighting Darkspawn?
It was a bit of pain, but it was a personal favor for the King of Orzammar, you understand?
The whole surface to choose from, and you just happened to come to my tavern?
Well, What? Oh, right. It's fate, Felsi. What can I say?
Fate? The ancestors must have a sense of humor then.
Sure they do. You've had a good look at Lady Helmy, haven't you? If her face isn't a joke the ancestors are playing, I'm a Bronto's behind.
So, Lady Helmy must be a paragon of beauty then.
I've been thinking about you, Felsi.
What do you want, Ogren?
Nothing. Just thought I'd see how you were doing is all. Well, maybe that and grease up the Bronto, if you know what I mean.
Well, you've seen me. You'll have to go back to Orzammar for the Bronto. If by fun you mean more likely to light farts on fire, yes.
Oh, well, it's been fun, Felsi. But I better go.
Wait, you're leaving? You just got here. I haven't called you a shaft rat yet.
Well, you can't keep the archdemon waiting. You hurt its feelings, it might just turn the whole blight around and go home. Nobody wants that.
Well, you don't need to fight it right now, do you? I mean, you could have a pint first. You could call me a surly Bronto. I could tell you that you smell like nug droppings.
I'll tell you what, I got some things I gotta do, but I'll come back for that pint when things are settled, you frigid deep stalker.
Fine, but you better not keep me waiting, you worthless copper-plated sword cast.
Wouldn't dream of it.
So, jeez. That was a little bit cringeworthy at times, but we just secured our boy to get laid. Well done, Ogren. All right, this should be another one of the women that has become a widow for the Blackstone Irregulars, and we just need to deliver the notice to her.
Yes? Why? What did he do to deserve this?
Okay. So now we'll actually go to Redcliffe Castle. Jeez. It just, I was going through some of my quests and like my journal and such, and that's when I saw that we had unfinished business, at least for Ogren's story. Here it is. Time to assemble the Landsmeet.
I understand you've acquired all the allies you could. That's good. We can call the Landsmeet if you are ready. I would prefer not giving Loghain time to consider, but it is up to you. I do not wish to go to Denerim unless you are with me. Excellent. I shall make the arrangements. Let us be off to Denerim, and may the Maker watch over us.
Jeez, when it panned back to our team, it had like the giant behind me instead.
Denerim is the heart and soul of Ferelden.
Just seeing the size
it was
difference,
the city
jeez.
of King Calenhad, the birthplace of Andraste. As stubborn as a Mabari, and as good to have on your side. If we defeat Loghain here, the rest of the nation will follow us. By calling the Landsmeet, I've struck the first blow. The advantage, for the moment, is ours. He will have little choice but to show himself, to oppose us directly. He will strike back at us. The only question that remains is how soon. Loghain, this is an honor that the Regent would find time to greet me personally.
How could I not welcome a man so important as to call every lord in Ferelden away from his estates, while a blight claws at our land?
The Blight is why I'm here. With Cailan dead, Ferelden must have a king to lead it against the Darkspawn.
Ferelden has a strong leader. Its queen. And I lead her armies. And who is this, Eamon? Some new stray you picked up on the road? And here I thought it was only royal bastards you played the nursemaid to.
Well, you're admitting the royal part. That's a start.
You should curb your tongue. This is my city, and no safe place to speak treason. For anyone. There is talk that your illness left you feeble, Eamon. Some worry that you may no longer be fit to advise Ferelden.
Illness? Why not call your poison by its true name? Not everyone at the Landsmeet will cast aside their loyalties as easily as you and these sycophants.
How long you've been gone from court, Eamon? Don't you recognize Rendon Howe, Arl of Amaranthine, and Terran of Highever?
And current Arl of Denerim, since Urien's unfortunate fate at Ostagar. The Regent has been generous to those who prove loyal.
Bootlicking appears to be profitable these days.
Don't interrupt, Churl. Your betters are talking.
I'm gonna
Enough,
kill that bitch.
Calthrian. This is not the time or place. I had hoped to talk you down from this rash course, Eamon. Our people are frightened. Our king is dead. Our land is under siege. We must be united now if we are to endure this crisis. Your own sister, Queen Rowan, fought tirelessly to see Ferelden restored. Would you see her work destroyed? You divide our nation and weaken our efforts against the Blight, with your selfish ambitions to the throne. I should put my faith in untried foreign hands. Do you think I'm blind? Cailan depended on the Grey Warden's prowess against the Darkspawn, and look how well that ended. Let us speak of reality rather than tall tales. Stories will not save us.
I cannot forgive what you've done, Loghain. Perhaps the Maker can, but not I. Our people deserve a king of the Theron bloodline. Alistair will be the one to lead us to victory in this blight.
Oh, is that all I have to do? No pressure.
The Emperor of Orlais also thought I could not bring him down. Expect no more mercy than I showed him. There is nothing I would not do for my homeland.
Well, that was bracing. I didn't expect Loghain to show himself quite so soon. My sister married King Merrick while he was still in exile. At that time, he and Loghain were inseparable. The wild prince who'd never seen the inside of a castle, and the farmer's son. When Loghain joined Merrick's rebels, he was just a raw-boned boy, but he got on one knee to swear that he would see Ferelden free or die trying. He made us a free people once more. You can't know what it was like to grow up as a vassal in your own land, while poncy little Orlesians minced around in their silks. I would never have believed he would do anything but what was best for Ferelden. We need eyes and ears in the city. Loghain has been here for months. The roots of all his schemes must begin here. The sooner we find them, the better we can turn them to our advantage. Go have a look around, and see what you can turn up. Better yet, find the nobles who have arrived for the Landsmeet. Test the waters. See how many will support us. When you're ready to talk strategy, come upstairs to my sitting room. We can lay out our plans for the Landsmeet then.
All right. right, there we go. Now we got the Landsmeet quest. I don't exactly even know what this is. I guess this is the Arl's estate? Yep, Arl Eamon's estate. Tell you what, now that we're here, let's go ahead and talk to all of our companions, though. See what they're thinking about this.
This is a nice estate, isn't it? What's on your mind? I have always had an affinity for the spirits of the Fade. As a child, I never feared my dreams because I knew they were there. I could sense the demons, too, and their presence frightened me. It was the kindly spirits of the Fade that took the fear from me. I've always been able to feel the spirits, even if I never saw them. And as I nurtured my talent in the circle, I became more sensitive. I began to notice every time I was in the Fade, whether it was in a dream or in magical practice, that I was being watched. I suppose they must. It is these benevolent spirits that create our dream worlds in the Fade. Sometimes I would see it, a glowing, nebulous form. Most times I would just feel its presence, gentle and comforting, but somehow alien. I think it is a spirit of faith. They have never been seen before, and perhaps I am wrong. But something tells me I'm not. It always felt like the same entity. This one spirit was curious about me, and was guarding me, for want of a better word. There were times when I was in the Fade that it seemed to stretch forth to shield me, keeping me safe. And I think it gave me strength in my most terrible battles, Ostagar being one of them. I don't know why I was chosen. Perhaps it knew that there was something more that lay in store for me. I like to think that I was given a rare chance, and I'm going to make the best of the time so generously given to me. I will not lie motionless in a bed with coverlets up to my chin, waiting for death to claim me. That is not the death for me. And so I will fight alongside the Grey Warden, and help prepare her for the task that is yet before her. So you had better listen to me, because I swear, if I should fall before the end and you don't seem to be doing things properly, I'll get up again to give you a good finger-wagging.
Yes, Mom.
You know, I think you'll be all right, even without my help.
Like, it's just so hard to be mean or sarcastic to win. Like I said before, she just feels like my grandmother. Just feels like so sweet and caring. I can't really be sarcastic or like a dick at all.
None of them looked all that princely to me.
Estate exterior, okay.
Is it true that a prince?
I don't know actually who you are. The Free Marches? Okay. I don't know if he's like a servant, squire.
This is a nice change from having to sleep in the woods, isn't it? Something I can help with? Denerim is Ferelden's most important city, yes? This is the seat of power, the jewel in the crown of the king. She is Ferelden's heart. Her walls are strong, but within them lies so much beauty, just like the country and the people. Something I can help with? Yes? What's on your mind?
Okay. I thought there'd be more.
You know, I could get to like this. The last time I came to Denerim, I stayed at an inn so filthy the bedbugs had fleas.
What say you? By all means.
Well, now, I imagine that's a very fair question. I was simply never given the opportunity to choose another way. So, if that choice presents itself, why should I not seize upon it? Now that you mention it, I am not entirely certain. I was but a boy of 7 when I was purchased. For 3 sovereigns, I'm told. Which is a good price, considering I was all ribs and bone and didn't know the pommel of a dagger from the pointy end. The crows buy all their assassins that way. buy them young, raise them to know nothing else but murder. And if you do poorly in your training, you die. Oh, I don't know about that. The crows who are actually good enough to survive come to enjoy some of the benefits. In Antiva, being a crow gets you respect. It gets you wealth, gets you women, and men, or whatever it is you might fancy. But that does not mean doing what is expected of you always. And it means being expendable. It's a cage, if a gilded cage. Pretty, but confining. As for what I'll do in the future, presuming that there is one, I truly can't imagine. It might be interesting to go into business for myself, for a change. Far away from Antiva, of course. For now, naturally, I go where you go.
Yeah, I'll be nice to him.
And here I am, happy to be had. Isn't it wonderful how things work out that way? Come now, enough chit-chat. Talking about the crows summons them, you know. Any Antivan fishwife could tell you so. You know, I could get to like this. What say you?
We already heard that.
Oh, this should be good. What would you like to discuss?
I want to discuss something personal. Okay. Leave. What? Who else we got? Oh, there's Shale.
Everything in here appears to be breakable. It seems most impractical. Yes, its adventures are interesting, even if the chances for success are remarkably slim. It would be better to throw oneself off a cliff, I suspect. Does it wish me to leave? I can, though I see no reason to go. No doubt. Without me, it would have to carry its inventory on its own. Perhaps we should continue. Its chances of success are small enough without further dawdling.
All right.
Everything in here appears to be breakable. It seems it doesn't have better things to do. I like to think of them as accessories. I suspect that it is an art that was practiced when golems were more, commonplace. My former master collected whatever lore he could find on the subject. He searched far and wide to collect what crystals he could and then added them. It is not an unpleasant sensation. As I understand it, the crystals allow me to alter the flow of magic around me. Wilhelm had hoped to turn me into a battery of mana, something he could tap at will. Not really, although now that I think of it, these attempts may be what caused my disruption. Some of the crystals increase the presence of mana, some absorb or reflect spells. There are various kinds. All I can promise is that should it ever find one of these crystals, I can likely tell it the function and what it would do if added to me. Why not?
I didn't even hit that one. Shit, I meant to hit the one above
I
it.
assume. Unless it had... Oh, how interesting. Certainly I remember having a master. My memories of what happened to him are vague. Clever and true. Oh, very well. Let me see what I can recall. My former master enjoyed experimenting upon me. I remember that much. There was tinkering with spells, and then the crystals. He was very eager to alter my function, I think. Flattery, and obvious flattery, too. I feel warm and fuzzy inside. He possessed my control rod, and back then, it would have prevented me from doing anything he did not command me to, no matter how I might have wished to. So what happened? I am unsure. He was experimenting, and then nothing. Ho, ho, ho. It does like to laugh, does it? But who knows? I may have such a thing. And then he was gone. I was standing where I was, in the village, and I could no longer move. The villagers came, poked and prodded me in fear, and then realized they could neither move me nor destroy me. So they simply left me. And in time, I forgot I hadn't stood there all along. Oh, yes. Yes. Very much so. For so many years, I'd had to leap to that little toadstool's every command. Get this, pick up that, put it down, pick it up again. The gall! At first, I'd hoped he'd simply decided to leave me there paralyzed, an acceptable trade-off. After years passed, I simply stopped caring. I think I was ready to move on. Another few years and the moss would have covered my face, and then where would I have been? Whatever the mage did seemed to render the control rod useless, for which I should be thankful, yes? And provided it doesn't decide to copy his experiments, not that I would allow it, it is nothing to fear from me. Much. The things that it fights, and it fights things often, that is a different story. Let us get back to the walking and the fighting. My stone is beginning to itch again.
All right.
Excuse me, I have to dust the Earl's sitting room. The Chamberlain disapproves of us. If Lady Isolde hadn't brought me into this household from Redcliffe last year, I'd never have been given a place. I beg your pardon, sir, but I really can't be seen standing about. The housekeeper will have my head. Good day.
Hey, bear. What are you looking at, Sten? This... It's called a chessboard.
This is not as defensible as I would like, but it will do. What is your wish, Kadan? I am hardly surprised. To put it lightly, no one has a place here. Very well.
We've already talked about that.
Speak, then. Then I suggest we move on.
Okay.
As you wish.
If one more servant asks if I would like a change of clothes, I will set the house on fire.
What do you wish of me? We are hardly alone, so privacy is not an option. It is your question, however. Ask what you will.
You're a heartless shrew. Oh my god. Alright, let's not do that. Let's not try to piss off Morgan too much.
What do you wish of me? If you must. I was not born such. 'Tis a skill of Flemeth's, taught over many years in the wilds. The chastened have tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone and separate from his tribe, that is when we strike, dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend.
That does sound like something you'd do.
I truly doubt that children would be worth the effort. They are filthy, smelly things full of tears and snot and trouble. That said, I cannot speak for the tastes of my mother. She has, after all, lived a very lengthy time in the wilds and done many things I know nothing of. Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know? The form of an animal is different from my own. One may study the creature, learn to move as it does, think as it does. In time, this allows one to become as it is. I gain nothing by studying another human. I already am the same as they are. I learn nothing. So the answer is no, my human form is the only one I possess. Anyone with sufficient will, but the act of transformation is a magical one. 'Tis a spell and thus requires a mage's talents. Indeed, you could learn the spells required if I cared to teach you. There were nights when the wilds called to me, 'tis true. You look upon the world around you and you think you know it well. I have smelled it as a wolf, listened as a cat, proud shadows that you never dreamed existed. But my life is as a human. I am under no illusions to the contrary. They do not shy away from me. To their senses, I believe I seem like any other of their species. As to what they think, I truly cannot say. Just as I am still human, no matter my form, they are still animals. Thus they cannot speak, even were I to ask. No, 'tis not unheard of in the remote corners of the world. There are traditions of magic outside of the circle of Magi, despite what those mages would have you believe. Some of these traditions are old, indeed, passed down as carefully guarded lore from one generation to the next. The zealots of the chantry would uproot all such practitioners if they could, but as luck have it, some still exist. My mother is such a one. Not all apostates use the forbidden blood arts. Maleficarum do, but to condemn all who do not fall under the circle's thrall for the sake of what might be is a dangerous path to walk. There are those who look on the word apostate as meaning freedom. Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch?
I don't think I could say yes to this, given that we're a mage, too.
A most practical opinion. Far more so than any man I have spoken to. But enough of such talk. Let us proceed, lest the dust gather on us.
There shouldn't be anybody in here, but I think there's not there. I think there's a chest. Yeah. All right. Damn it. Can't unlock that.
Ah, Warden. I trust you've made yourself comfortable. Why don't we ensure Loghain won't have us all executed first, and worry about how to celebrate later? This is Elena. She's...
I am Queen Enora's handmaiden. She sent me here to ask for your help.
Or perhaps the young lady prefers to speak for herself.
The Queen, she is in a difficult position. She loved her husband, no? And trusted her father to protect him. When he returns with no king and only dark rumors, what is she to think? She worries, no? But when she tries to speak with him, he does not answer. He tells her not to trouble herself. So she goes to how? A visit from the Queen to the new Isle of Denrum is only a matter of courtesy, and she demands answers. They now know she is a threat to her father's power. I think her life is in danger. I heard how say she would be a greater ally dead than alive, especially if her death could be blamed on Arl Eamon. Because you do not want Loghain ruling Ferelden, and if Enora can speak at the Landsmeet, her voice would sway many nobles.
We may have no choice but to trust Enora. The Queen is well loved. If Loghain succeeded in pinning her death on me, I'm not sure that's a risk we can afford to take.
I have some uniforms. I'll hire so many new guards every day. A few more will not cause much stir. I will show you to the servants' entrance. We must slip in and out with my queen before anyone is the wiser. I will go ahead to House Estate. Meet me there as soon as you can.
Now, at first glance, like, listening to that, oh, hell yeah, I would be super skeptical. I'd be like, I'm not buying that. But we're going to go check it out. Oh, there's a book. Let's go talk to Alistair. I think he is... Actually, no, I haven't talked to Ogren yet. I think he's one of the last party members that we have to talk to.
I haven't been here in a while. They've changed the dining room. Ask away. Of course.
Holy crap.
Never what? Had a good pair of shoes? Oh, so that's what we're talking about. I admit I've never had a woman just come out and ask me like this, that's for sure. I, myself, never had the pleasure. Not that I haven't thought about it, of course. But, you know. Cute? Well, hearing that from a beautiful woman does make me feel much luckier. I'll say that.
Oh god, I totally want to hit that just to be a dick and just see what his reaction is, but...
Of course you are, and you know it. You're ravishing, resourceful, and all those other things you probably hurt me for not saying. Nor I, you. Let us be off then, lest your risque talk make my ears blush. I haven't been here in a... Ask away. Of course. Same way you did. You drink some blood, you choke on it, and pass out. You haven't forgotten already, have you? I do my best. What can I say? Let's see, I was in the Chantry before. I trained for many years to become a Templar, in fact. That's where I learned most of my skills. You're telling me I was banished to the kitchens to scour the pots more times than I can count. And that's a lot. I can count pretty high. The Grand Cleric didn't want to let me go. Duncan was forced to conscript me, actually, and was she ever furious when he did. I thought she was going to have us both arrested. I was lucky. I wondered that myself. It's not as if she valued me highly. I think she just didn't want to give anything to the Grey Wardens, is all. The Chantry didn't lose much. And I think I can do more fighting the Blight anyhow, rather than sitting in a temple somewhere. I'll always be thankful to Duncan for recruiting me. If it hadn't been for him, you know, I wouldn't have. He was a good man who didn't deserve his fate. That much I'm sure of. Come on, let's go. I think I'm done talking. I haven't been here. Ask away. You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did. I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the Blight and everything. I'm sorry. I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of. I think he came from High Ever, or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. I don't know. Have you had someone close to you die? Not that I mean to pry, I'm just... That must have felt a lot like when I got sent to the Chantry. You mages don't even get a say in the matter, after all. Thank you. It was good to talk about this with a friend. It means a lot to me. I haven't been here in a... Ask away. Of course. You never asked? All right. If you want the full explanation, I'll give it to you. The thing is, I'm used to not telling anyone who didn't already know. It was always a secret. Even Duncan was the only Grey Warden who knew. And then, after the battle, when I should have told you... I don't know, it seemed like it was too late by then. How do you just tell someone that? Yes, well... I suppose part of me kind of liked you not knowing. More dangerous than the regular kind of danger we've faced since the battle? I don't know about that. It's just that anyone who's ever found out has treated me differently afterwards. I was the bastard prince instead of just being Alistair. I know that must sound stupid to you, but I hate that it shaped my entire life. I never wanted it, and I certainly don't want to be king. The very idea of it terrifies me. For all the good it does me. My blood seems certain to haunt me no matter what I do. And now Arleman plans to put me forward as the heir. It never ends, does it? For what it's worth, I'm sorry for not telling you sooner. I guess I was just hoping that you would like me for who I am. It was a dumb thing to do. I guess it's kind of a relief that you know now. Let's go.
Alright, that's good enough for Alistair. Let me go find Oghren, talk to him, and then we'll go after Queen Enora. And of course, Oghren is in the dinner room, like the family room.
I got a moment, sure. What about? Oh, sure, I'm fine with it. I mean, she was a real firebrand between the sheets, but a bit soft in the skull, you know what I mean? Explains why she left, anyway. Handling what? Bronca? That treasure's been long buried. Ancestors take me. You people whine like tea kettles around here.
I was just checking on you, jeez.
I got a moment, sure. What about? It's sodding great. At first I was a little queasy with all that air, but there's just so much of it. No one has any idea who you are or what you're doing. And the ale, oh, who'd have thought ale made with grain? Aye, the surface is great. It's like a big, bright world of filth without a ceiling. My kind of place. Hey, let's go find something to kill, huh? All this talk makes my hands twitchy. I got a moment. What about? What? Miss Orzammar? Are you mad, in addition to being ugly? They treated me like a puddle fly back there. I'm never going back. All right.
Okay. Whatever.
I'd better not. Here, Corella, taste this. Tell me if it's in need of any more salt.
Who do we want to take? I guess I should still just take Leliana with us. Nope. Nope. You know what? No. Screw it. We're gonna have a little fun. We're gonna do the Wrecking Crew this time. No, actually, I'm not going to do that. I just remembered. There's actually there's a locked door and a chest that I need to unlock to get a really good shield. So, god damn it, I can't play around with the Wrecking Crew. I need to just do my normal party.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
I was so excited. I'm like, oh man, we're gonna completely stampede through the
You are not religious.
through the Arl's estate.
You do not believe?
I do, to some extent. It does not govern my life, however. Why do you ask?
Oh, nothing. You are just a very good person, and it shows. And I thought at first you were religious like some of the revered mothers. But no. I thought about it, and I realized that you're not.
I do what I do because I enjoy it. Because I enjoy teaching others, helping them. I do not seek recognition for my works. I do not seek the approval of my peers, nor the approval of a distant god.
That is admirable, doing good for its own sake. Some I knew were not like that. They bragged about what they did, trying to impress others. Oh, Lady Adele, you fed and clothed 20 orphans. How noble. No, it's nothing, Lady Clarabelle. You treated 40 lepers and gave them massages. Like a competition with false modesty. Sickening.
Did Lady Clarabelle really give 40 lepers massages?
Who knows? Lady Clarabelle had strange tastes. I wouldn't be surprised if she did that and more.
Good conversation, I guess. I have nothing to contribute. And we have an encounter.
Hello.
That also does remind me that
It's done.
while we're here, there's also that Gax Kang. Oh shit. Oh shit. This is a pretty big companion encounter. You'll see. All right, let's just move up then.
And so here is the mighty Grey Warden at long last. The crows send their greetings once again. And where is Zevran? I don't see him with you. How very disappointing. Then I shall need to seek him out once we are done.
Here I am, Taliesin. Tell me, were you sent, or did you volunteer for the job?
Oh ho! And he makes an appearance. I volunteered, of course. When I heard that the great Zevran had gone rogue, I simply had to see it for myself.
Is that so? Well, here I am, in the flesh.
You can return with me, Zevran. I know why you did this, and I don't blame you. It's not too late. Come back and we'll make up a story. Anyone can make a mistake. Oh? Does Zevran need to live?
I suspect I will manage just fine, Taliesin. I'm sorry, my old friend, but the answer is no. I'm not coming back. And you should have stayed in Antiva.
Alright, we earn the respect, at least of Zevran, and he's gonna stay with us.
Yes.
Yes.
Alright. Damn, the only thing that's gonna suck is that, like, we were on our way to the Arl's estate, so we need to kick out Zevran. I typically don't take him with me. Oh, I can't level up while in combat. Shoot. Well, good luck, bud.
Where do I go?
Good luck. You'll be fine. Oh shit! Why do none of my allies have on? They're sustained. Oh shoot! I gotta. There you go. Nice. Put the debuff on them all. Knock them down.
Right.
Time to go crazy blood mage.
Do you know who you're dealing with?
Taliesin, you need to die, my friend. I'm terribly sorry.
Yes. Oh, right. And I'm on.
Damn, 96, 99. Heck yeah, come on, come on, come on.
Another
come
notch
on.
in the blade.
Come on. Boom. Alright, I am drawing a lot more aggro than Alistair, so let's blood sacrifice. Give me some of that sweet, sweet health.
Yes.
Come on, baby, come on.
On your guard! Don't know how much longer I can hold. Oh, you're serious about that?
Boom. Yes. Imagine when I get haste from Win, and I'm going to be pulling off a lot more auto attacks. Good lord. I'm going to be able to take down a lot of the enemies.
Oh, right.
That's right.
Where are you going?
Well,
Zevran, I appreciate you staying on our side, bud. And I'm sorry you got hurt. And we had to kill your buddy. That must suck. But
And there it is. Taliesin is dead. And I am free of the crows. They will assume that I am dead along with Taliesin. So long as I do not make my presence known to them, they will not seek me out. I do not know. It seems I have options now, whereas once I had none. I have enjoyed our company, but I am wondering if it is not time for me to leave. That would be the practical thing to do, no? There is a freedom awaiting me that I have never known. But I suppose the decision is yours. Will you let me go?
I mean, I haven't really taken him with me, and I mean, at least he's alive. I kind of do want to keep him with me, but at the same time, I'm like, you know, he's free, he's safe, he doesn't have to stay with me because he fears for his life anymore. Alright, we'll do treasure.
Alright. You make a convincing argument. You do seem to stumble onto treasure on a regular basis somehow. Let us return to the task at hand, then. There is still much to be done, yes?
Oh, wow. Okay. Well.
Yes.
Let's level up Alistair. Still, let's give him more points in dex, give him more defense. What do I want to get now? I guess I'll just focus the last 2 points, like overpower and assault. Because I could do, like, try to get up for Holy Smite. That's a good one for spellcasters. In addition to, like, Mental Fortress, that's definitely a good one. Just gaining bonus to mental resistance, so that way I can resist more attacks from mages, but I don't know. I think I'm going to go with overpower. And Zevran, let's get you up to at least 42 dex. Yeah, we'll put on one thing of a duelist. Okay. I'll definitely try to equip Zevran and start using them a little bit closer to the end of the game. But it looks like we need to keep moving. This really sucks. Alright, I gotta go back now. I gotta go over to the party. To the party camp. Just so I can swap out my companions.
Alright, I guess I really don't know how to ask you this.
Are you sweating?
How do I say this? You think it would be easier, but every time I'm around you, I feel as if my head's about to explode. I can't think straight. Well, I hope you mean the head exploding thing in a good way. Here's the thing. Being near you makes me crazy. But I can't imagine being without you. Not ever. I don't know how to say this another way. I want to spend the night with you, here, in the camp. Maybe this is too fast. I don't know, but I know what I feel. Especially because of that. I wanted to wait for the perfect time, the perfect place, but when will it be perfect? If things were, we wouldn't even have met. We sort of stumbled into each other. And despite this being the least perfect time, I still found myself falling for you, in between all the fighting and everything else. I really don't want to wait anymore. I've never done this before. You know that. I want it to be with you. While we have the chance. In case...
Oh god, what's happening? We're in each... What? Ooh, that looked weird.
You know, according to all the sisters at the monastery, I should have been struck by lightning by now. Yep. Lightning first, then the end of civilization as we know it. I'm a bad, bad man. You do realize the rest of our little party here is going to talk, right? They do that. Oh, sure, now you say that. By tomorrow, it'll be icy glares and awkward silences right before battle. Just you watch. So, what now? Where do we go from here? Just so long as we're on the same wavelength. Good to know. Before we go, have I told you that I love you? I did. Well, it won't kill you to hear it again, will it?
Just get moving. Alright, I love you too.
See? Was that so hard?
Alright, I didn't really expect for that to happen. I was just actually going to come back to the party, swap out Zevran, and then leave. But let's just talk to Zevran real quick.
You?
Let's see if he has anything else.
By all means. And why not? You are respected, you are feared. The authorities go out of their way to overlook your trespasses. Even the rewards are nothing to turn your nose up at. As for the killing part, well, some people simply need assassinating. Or do you disagree?
Nah, I agree with that.
I often find myself the instrument of fate, ending these lives for one necessity or another. I console myself with the notion that most of them had it coming. As far as enjoying the act of killing itself, why not? There is a certain artistry to the deed, the pleasure of sinking your blade into their flesh and knowing that their life is in your hands. There are many things I did not enjoy about being a crow, of course. Having no choice, being treated as an expendable commodity, the rules, oh, so many rules. But simply being an assassin, I like it just fine. I will continue to do it if I can, even if I am not a crow. Honestly, could you picture me doing something else? Whereas I am content merely doing what I happen to be good at. It's a talent that not many come by honestly. I don't see why I need not pursue it. Of course, all these thoughts are moot. Chances are still good that you and I will perish, eaten by darkspawn or slain by the crows at some point. Very gruesomely, I imagine.
Alright, that's a happy thought. Alright. Jesus, that was a happy-ass thought. Alright, Bear.
I once heard a really old legend about how the Hound warriors in the days of the old tribes would feed their Mabari the flesh of the vanquished. Well, that's what I heard anyway. It would sometimes be human flesh. Oh, like you can tell the difference. For all you know, maybe you've already been fed something. Someone.
Look at what your fool dog placed in my pack. A putrid, half-eaten hare is not something a woman wants to find in her unmentionables. I think I have enough meat where it counts, and I certainly don't need it in my pack. The dirty mongrel can have this back. There. And tell him not to do it again. I just did. I don't want it, you worthless fur bag.
Hey. Be nice.
Oh, he's just trying to be manipulative, I can tell. I do it too.
Your dog is filthy. I can smell him 50 yards off. That may be so, but all the same, I would like your permission to bathe him. Excellent. I will get my soaps, and the dog shall have his bath after supper.
I remember this.
Yes, it is good to have my sword at my side again. I call her Asala, the soul, my soul. She is forged from rare blue steel and has served me faithfully for many years.
And I am not carrying her now.
You understand what it is like to have a weapon that is part of you. Few others do. You are a true warrior and worthy of respect.
All right, have fun. God, that was a long diversion. All right, let's get back.
Yes.
And do
Indeed.
Sorry.
Indeed.
Yes.
There we go. I also wanted to point out that so before I started this recording, I had gone to Denerim. I had spoken to Master Ignacio. He's actually within the market district. I'll come over and show you. I think he'll be completely gone, but he is actually he's an Antivan crow, or he's like a representative of the crows. He's actually standing right here, right next to Caesar, or Caesar. I just talked to him a little bit, and then when I was about to leave the city, or like to go into a different district, I got approached by a little kid saying, like, message for you. And I haven't started the quest just yet, but the quest was assigned to me, or it's available now, that I can go talk to Master Ignacio. So we'll definitely be doing that. There's a lot to do in Denerim, like I said, but let's go back to the Arl of Denerim's estate, because now we're going to go and we're going to disguise ourselves as guards to get in and hopefully save Queen Honora, who's being held by Arl Rendon Howe.
The servant's entrance is on the other side of the house. We must slip past this crowd to reach it. We will have to be very careful. Arl Howe is inside. I will be right behind you. This way.
The carpenter's craft hall has had enough of Howe's conveniently busy.
No matter what, when we go this way, there's always that guard up there. Someone's creeping around. You're almost... I think I've always gotten into combat, so no point of continuously running, just because the soldiers are going to spawn right behind you. Ooh, I got stunned. Damn.
Yes.
Oh, no. Tricky little buggers. Oh, and that guy resisted too? God damn.
And I'm off.
Perfect.
Be careful. Someone is coming.
They say if you toss a coin over your shoulder into that fountain, you win. Provided the Owl's Chamberlain doesn't have you thrown in the dungeon, of course.
Well, this is pointless.
can distract the guards, but you must move quickly. Hurry! My lady does not have much time. Are you all prepared? I will go distract the guards. I will... Oh, you must come! I saw something! By the fountain! I think it was a dark spawn!